does a trial look like?
Ooh, trial starts with the plaintiff,
Voir dire, right?
and has to start and give their opening statement, and they start bringing their witnesses. They start bringing their evidence. Evidence can include sworn statements from witnesses from before or in live. It can include documents that are authenticated, meaning someone from, let's say it's a birth certificate, someone from the French government has to come in or sign an affidavit saying this is legit. I got it from the records. This is legit. This is how I did it. Blah 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 blah, and it could be admitted. And the judge is the gatekeeper of all the things that would be shown to the jury. So you duke it out kind of behind the scenes. You'd be like, look, judge, I want to introduce this document. Other side would be like, wait, who's going to validate it? Say, well, I got this guy right here. I got this affidavit. And the judge will review and be like, I need more. Or, not, that's coming in. And so they start to know what's coming in. That's kind of in the discovery phase. They're trying to see what are your cars? Oh, here are my cars. What do you got? I got this. And they're trying to figure it out. And then the trial will be after they fight out what's going to be presented in front of the jury. They're just going to start their presentation.
Wow.
And then Candace gets her piece. Then she gets to say if she wants. She gets to call her witnesses, gets to show her documents, gets to show her complete side of it, all in front of the jury. And the jury will decide, was this statement not true? Did it harm the reputation? And did she have actual malice? And then the other piece, did she prove that what she said was true? That beats everything they said. So that's what the trial will look like.
I got you. Okay. Here's a question. Ask him about the hypocrisy of Candace filing the exact opposite of what she says publicly and how that affects her credibility. And I thank you, Megan. So I'm just going to add a little bit more to it. Will other things like her podcasts and comments and interviews play into her response, or is it just what she puts in a response?
Ooh, okay. So it's kind of, I'm going to expand the answer a
Yeah,
little more than the question. So let's start with Megan's question, which is Candace's hypocrisy. So one thing is that the client-lawyer relationship is that the client gets to say where they want to go, but the lawyer gets to steer the ship, how to get there. So the lawyer gets to make the legal moves. Lots of times, you talk it over with your client, but like sometimes, for example, the lawyer will be like, listen, I got to play here. All right. We're going to do this motion to dismiss, like I told you. And it's going to be what you want to do. You want to get your story out. We'll get it out. Here are the risks. Here are the rewards. And what are you cool with it? Even if she says, I don't want to do that, they could still do it, right? Because the lawyer decides on the legal strategy, but the client decides on the end result. So
I want to go home.
Candace, what was that?
I want to go home.
Right. So if Candace says, I want out, I want to settle the case, lawyer has to settle the case. If Candace is like, I'm not settling this case, we're going to trial, then the lawyer has to be like, oh man, I got to get paid way more for this because I did not mean to go this far. That's where that hypocrisy comes from, because, and keep in mind, like, people have the right to change their strategy. Like,
for sure,
she could say this and this and this and be like, you know what, I didn't know. It's actually better if I do this motion to dismiss. So would it hurt her credibility in court? No, maybe to the people who might not recognize that there's, you could pivot. It's like a game. It's any strategy game. You might pivot. You're going this way. You know what? We're going to go this way instead and try to get our win.
So go ahead. No, go ahead.
What Candace says outside. Normally, statements outside of court are hearsay. You got to bring the person in and be like, what do you say? What did you see? What do you think? Right? Whatever. What did you hear? Whatever. However, if it's your party opponent, like if it's the person you're suing, you can bring their out of court statements in, even though it's hearsay. It won't qualify as hearsay. It comes in front of the jury. So things that everything Candace says, as long as it's relevant, can come in. So the more she talks, the more ammo they're getting. And they're like, going through all this stuff. Now they got it figured out. But like anything she says, which is like, maybe I was wrong. Oh, get that one. Get that one. Yeah. Boom, put that in there. Show it to the jury. She said, maybe I'm wrong. So I
got the video of her saying that. I got the clip of her saying, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not right. She literally said that. And I'm playing it against her saying she's right. Okay, so, all right. So take a quick little caveat, a little jaunt. Yeah. Here in Atlanta, we had the YSL trial. The Young Thug trial. It was a huge trial, lots of moving pieces. And one of the things I really didn't like was they brought rap lyrics in. I actually have the book Rap on Trial back here. Yeah. And they brought rap lyrics in, and these lyrics had nothing to do with the trial, nothing to do with the case or these. Sometimes they were actually literally throwing people in jail because they were in the rap video where Legend says, Jason's a low down, rotten, dirty, and then they just throw because somebody else was in the video, that person got thrown in jail. Right. Crazy work. So is that about the same thing as this, where something that Candace said that maybe not even related to it? Maybe she was talking about a whole nother topic could possibly be brought in.
Well, no. So if it's relevant, So the rap thing was relevant because it's like, like rappers are a lot of times, like especially gangster rap, they're playing a role and they're not actually, but like it sometimes merges because it's like you get a guy with like, all right, we've seen cases where like the guy is on a video with the same pistol that was used in a murder, and it's like this very distinct pistol. It's like,
right.
I think that he owns that. Like, I think that's his. Or people posting on like their short, like they now like a lot of rap videos or whatever, music videos are like shorts. I'll be like, just a quick clip, and then you hit the Spotify link, and it's like, dude, isn't that the same gun that was used in the crime? So yeah, you can use that. Lyrics are a little bit hard because they're allowed in on some cases because if the judge thinks that the jury can find that they're actually referring to a legit thing that's related to this case, like imagine if Candace came out with a diss track.
This track would be crazy.
This is basically
I want that.
Tracks, by the way, these two. But if she said something like, "Yeah, I knew it was false, but I posted it anyways," yeah, they could bring that in. Now she's like, "Well, I was just messing with it," but it's like, come on, like, no, you said it for a reason to relate it to the case. It's one of your statements. It can come in. So yeah, her statements can come in as long as they're relevant.
Wow. Okay, so many a time she's mentioned about, she called it a strongly worded email, a legal email, when it was really those redactions, the December redaction and the January and the March redactions. So they weren't just like me shooting you an email, at 6:45, make sure you got your camera on. Like, this was a very serious email. And she kind of played it down for the longest. I'm like, wait, hold on. When I read, I'm like, this is the email. No, this was a very serious email. This was not just by the way, make sure your camera's on at 6:45 before we go live. No, this is a very official document. But she tried to tamper it down. Can that come back and bite her? And they're like, well, this is the document that you're referring to, where you got this information, the pictures and the birth announcements and all that kind of stuff. And you just kind of played it like it was just like somebody emailing you just whatever.
Right. That's exactly the argument that the Macrons are going to say. They're going to say, that's her reckless disregard for the truth. That's the actual malice. I'm still looking at it. Reckless disregard for whether it was false, her statements. Because we sent it to you and you treated it like it was some random text, like, hey, can you quit?
Right.
Like, no, this was like an official legal thing that we told you, hey, back off. Here's the proof. And you didn't even go through it. Now, she did kind of go through it, but the way she wrote it off, that's exactly the argument they're going to make. They're going to say, look at how little care she handled this legal document. We gave her all the proof, and she didn't even treat it seriously. So she's not here to tell you guys the truth. She's just pulling in views. That's what they're gonna. That's a great argument that they're gonna make.
Because and to me, I feel like that's kind of like the rap lyrics, where they're gonna be like, look what she did on stage when she was performing. Look how she carelessly and recklessly handled this information, running around with the gun in her hand, and now she's saying that she didn't. No, we see it. Like, you did.
Right.
And all right, let me see. Here's another question for you, and I didn't get a chance to read it. So, okay. Can you ask him why Jean-Pierre, Brigitte's brother, not part of the case like he was in the case with the two journalists? Oh, okay. I don't. Okay. Do you know why at all?
They're gonna have to bring him in, I think. So to me, the best way, it's like this whole multiverse thing, like Brigitte, baby Brigitte, then legit Brigitte, then was she Jean Michel or John Chuck? I don't know what the. Okay, listen. I think
it's
the
crazy.
best way to prove that two people didn't steal their identities is to have them both in the room. So imagine they're sitting in court and Candace is like, she's actually Jean Michel, and they're like, ladies and gentlemen, Jean Michel, and it's like, oh dang, like this guy just walked in. But remember, Candace's crowd, and Candace will be like, well, how do we know it's him? Here's my ID. I got a fake ID from Central Park, bro. I got not. We're gonna bring people from the government to show that's his ID. Show me your DNA. Someone in the comments in one of, I think, my videos or your videos, or maybe both, was like, bro, 23andMe is $100. Let's get this done with.
I mean, I don't disagree. Okay, so let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If she brings in, again, let's say that they just don't want to do the DNA test for whatever reason.
Right.
But they bring in the kids that she birthed. They bring in the brother. Again, could they bring in so many witnesses that would do away with it? You know what? We don't even need a blood test, because we got the doctor that birthed your babies, that cut the umbilical cord. We wheeled him in here, and this is him.
Yeah.
Now, granted, again, I still think that the 23andMe would fix this pretty quickly, but could they do that?
If the jury believes that that's him and what he's saying is true. So anyone can bring in, think of the rap video, be like, oh no, that wasn't really a gun, that was CGI. It's like,
it's a CGI gun.
Okay, but I don't know if I believe this guy, because what's your affiliation again? So the problem the Macrons have is they have a lot of political power. So Candace can do that. I'm the smaller animal, and this big giant's coming out.
Yeah.
Dude, they control everything. They control the doctors. So she can say that they control the government. Some government official from France can say, hello, my name is whatever. This is Brigitte's birth certificate. And it's like, I don't know why he's Italian and I have that.
Right. What is that about?
But Candace will turn around and be like, that's the government worker. That's the president. You think that he's gonna lie for the president for sure. This guy's head is on the chopping block. So she can always do the conspiracy theory angle. And if the jury believes it, if they believe Candace, she's good. If they believe the legit, hey, look, this is the guy that works here. Hey, I'm the doctor. I literally delivered the babies. I don't know, man. I don't know. They could play both sides, and it comes down to what the jury believes. If the jury believes the witnesses, that is sufficient. Is my answer.
I got you.
But we got to watch out. It's going to flip. She's going to say everyone's a conspiracy in the conspiracy. So,
oh my gosh. I mean, that could be the end of again, she could lose. She could be writing a check to the Macron, still saying that this is a conspiracy, blah, 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 blah. So I totally get that. Because she's actually already floated the idea that the Delaware judicial system is corrupt. She's already kind of floated that out there when she was on Tucker Carlson. Yeah. And I'm like, no, they weren't corrupt when you started your LLC out there, but now they're corrupt now. Okay.
Yeah. It's going to be, she might start planting those seeds. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be so interesting.
Yeah. This is, I don't shout out to Lady Luck Club. If Candace goes to court behaving more erratic, the jury might ignore her even the more. You know what? Do you think it's possible to get, and now we're well off the reservation, so you don't even have to look at the notes anymore, Legend. Do you think it's possible to get a non-biased jury in court in this case? Is it possible?
Yeah, I think it's possible because when they do jury selection, oh my gosh, we ask a lot of, look, I've seen celebrity cases where like they bring in hundreds of people and they ask them all these questions. You know this guy, blah, 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 blah. And there's people that won't know her and there's people that won't care about the French president. They got to find someone who doesn't care about this, hasn't heard about it, hasn't made an opinion about it, and can set aside any biases that they have. It's going to be a long process, but they're probably going to bring in hundreds of people, like hundreds, and try to figure out. Think of like OJ's jury selection. That was insane. Like hundreds of people trying to get it on the jury. Like everyone loved OJ. Like what happened? I want to get on this. Like they look and they see OJ sitting there. Like, oh yeah. I'm whatever you want me to say. Yeah, I'm good because they want to hang out and they want to see what this is about. So you're gonna have a lot of people that are gonna try to get in the jury. Some people are gonna try to influence the jury, but you can also have a lot of people who don't really know who Candace is or kind of know who she is and they don't know what happened. So they'll be fresh, and that's the goal. Someone who's fresh and not biased. That's the idea.
I like it.
Yeah.
So let me see this real quick. Little Mimi says, how did the French court award compensation to Brigitte's brother if he does not exist?
I don't know that they awarded compensation to him, but in general, I
looked that up. I don't know that.
I don't know that, but in general, I can answer it. How do you award compensation to someone who's died, right? If someone dies and like they're in the middle of a lawsuit, the estate goes on. So like the people who are handling the will and all the property and all that stuff, they continue the lawsuit because that's part of the assets of the person who's deceased. And then whatever the winning is, that goes to that person's assets and they divide it up according to what the will says or whatever the trusts are or whatever like that. So that's usually what would happen. I'm assuming the French court would be the same, although I don't know French law. I'm trying to fix my pocket square. But yeah, I don't know. So
I did a quick search. Again, I'm not going to tell you where I searched it. It does say that Brigitte Macron and her brother were awarded damages in the French court in September 2024. A Paris court found the two women guilty of defamatory claims that Brigitte was transgender. The court awarded them 8,000 pounds to Brigitte and 5,000 pounds to her brother. Plus suspended fine of 500 pounds. And this is the Le Monde. I'll drop it in the chat. Again, this is hot off the press. I'm just looking. So I'm just going to drop it in the chat. Y'all can check it out. I know the legal eagles will be scouring it, but yeah, so apparently the brother exists.
So, gosh. Yeah, if that's another thing Candace should have thought about. It's like, hold on, where is this guy? Because you can then theoretically kind of track it. Like, did they pay? Did they show proof to the court that they paid? How did they show proof?
They must have. Yeah, I mean, typically I'm reading it right here. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you just say, hey, I mailed the check to this guy's P.O. box. Then Candace can go find that guy's P.O. box. Like, but I don't know how it is in French court. It might be hidden. It might be that they just said, hey, we're square and nobody asked. But she should have asked them, like, hey, guys, I'm about to say the same thing on my podcast. Did you guys really legit pay the guy? Like, you found him? Like, yeah, we paid him. We saw him. I shook his hand. Like,
Just hit the Cash App. They might have hit the Cash App, man. Like, Umar.
Where is he?
Yeah.
That's something Candace should have thought about.
Yeah. A shout out to, I'm sorry, whoever said that. Thank you so much. I didn't know this. So that's going to be extra problematic with a side of confusion. Right. Because, I mean, they paid the brother. And it says it right here and I just dropped it in the chat. Y'all can check it out. Wow. Yeah, I think this is so fascinating. And it does go to show how much we can kind of just jump on something and whether or not we like the person or not, whether or not, again, Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the JWhit Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.